All right, everybody, welcome into another edition of the Anniston Football Preview with Coach Rico Jackson. We normally film at Kia of Anniston, Oxford, and we want to thank them for their sponsorship. But today, due to time constraints, I'm running a good bit late, so I had to come out of school to film this episode. Coach, last week you guys had a very big rivalry game, so to speak, against Montford. You guys ended up winning that game 47-14. Great bounce-back game for your guys. Get your confidence under you, get your legs under you. Take us back to last Friday and how that all transpired.
Number one, shout out to Montford. I thought they do have a good football team. I feel like our boys played well for the most part. We came out with energy. We got a ton of stuff to clean up to get ready for Jacksonville this week. So just still a lot of work to be done. But excited for the win. Take the win and move forward.
You know, you mentioned Jacksonville already. Now, this game throughout the last few years since Average Joe's been in existence, especially, has been a war, so to speak. You know, even back in the day with Ron Wiggins, Ron Wiggins was here and played against you guys multiple times, and then you guys played to meet to go to the state championship. It's still the same type of athletes. It's still the same type caliber game we're going to see this Friday night. What have you seen from Jacksonville on film that lets you know what kind of football team they have?
Oh, offensively, super explosive. The quarterback has a cannon on his arm. I know he's a smart kid. His dad is a son of a football coach. They have a big-time receiver, number 7. And they also have another slot receiver, number 12, that's really good. So super explosive offensively. Defensively, they're gritty. They fly around to the ball. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. I think our kids are excited about it. I know our kids are excited about it. We actually had a really good day of practice yesterday. They're pushing me through practice. I mean, come on, Coach, it's Jacksonville week. So,
You got to love that.
Yeah, I love it. A lot of motivation. They picked us for homecoming. Our kids know that. There's even more motivation.
Wow.
So we're excited to see what we can do on Friday.
Coach, anytime homecoming is mentioned, it's usually good for the team that's visiting because there's so many distractions from theme days each day of the week to parades to people coming in from out of town. So that hopefully that'll play into your favor some. But I know you got the task at hand, and that's stopping Jim Ogles and those receivers. That's what they want to do first. What is it about Jim Ogles that has kind of jumped off the page at you as a quarterback? You mentioned his dad. He used to be OC at Jacksonville State. But some of the things you've seen on film, because I know you can break the film down like nobody else. But what have you seen from that guy?
Super cerebral, looking receivers off, knows where he wants to go with the football. Like I said, he got a cannon for arm. No throw seems like it's not reachable. So we're actually going to work a drill today, a scramble drill. When he breaks out the pocket, us staying with our guys.
Gotcha.
And us, if we're in a zone type scheme, us locking on to guys. So, he's definitely one of the best quarterbacks in this state. And I failed to mention the running back. I think the running back is very good. They do have a strong running game as well. So,
number 2.
Yes, number 2. So, we're going to have to come and play.
You guys are in a similar situation. You guys both lost to really good football teams this year, but you got good film on it.
Right.
What was some of the takeaways you seen from their game last week with Hanley?
Man, Hanley has a good team as well.
You have to see them later on as well.
No doubt. It was nip and tuck, back and forth. I felt like the biggest thing that stood out to me is that Jacksonville players, quote unquote, their key players make big plays and timely plays. I thought defensively Jacksonville ran to the football. So Hanley has a strong team, very good team. Jacksonville has a strong team, very good team. But we feel like we got one too. So
absolutely.
It's going to be a good game on Friday night. Hopefully, if the weather holds up, it's look like it may rain today, but we're excited. I'm actually anxious to get to practice.
Yeah.
Just to continue to work on them and see what we can do on Friday night.
Coach, you guys are in a unique situation. You had a bit of a down week, but the guys responded in a big way last week versus a pretty tough, talented bunch in Mumford. But now you want to build off that. Obviously, you want to build off that. You want that momentum. What have you learned from your guys through adversity? You can't ever tell a true character of a man until you hit some adversity.
No doubt.
So you've had that early, and
That's
now
my
you
favorite
say
quote,
no
by the
bounce
way.
back. Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. What have you learned from this bunch of guys?
Oh man, we're gritty.
I love it.
And I like that. I'm gritty, so I feel like we were down at Welborn, and we bounced back. And even at Andalusia, when things didn't go our way early, it was 7-0 at halftime, and a lot of didn't take nothing away from Andalusia. A lot of our we had a lot of self-inflicted wounds, and bouncing to Montfort with everybody, people saying that, this and that, and the Andalusia game, they bounced back in a big way. So
Gotcha.
they ignored the naysayers. We got to keep ignoring the naysayers and just go play football.
Anything you need to tell the Anniston crowd? Because I know Anniston's going to travel for this one. Because the last few times you guys have hooked up, the crowds have been enormous. Anything anybody needs to know? Certain start times, what time you guys are traveling over there? Anything you need to tell the community?
No, we just want your support. We need your support. The boys need your support. They need to hear us in the stadium. It's going to be a good game on Friday night. Great place to be. Great atmosphere. I know they got the new turf.
Yep.
So it's going to be a great atmosphere to play football. And, it's one of those big games. Yeah, Alabama, Texas is, and your LSU, Florida State, and it's one of those big games. And it's in our region.
Right.
It's in our region. So it's definitely a great atmosphere to go come watch high school football.
Coach, before we shut this down, me and you talked about this. One of the reasons that led you to this job was Calhoun County in general, East Alabama in general.
No doubt.
When you see a team like that, and I can sit here and name 5 others in this county that's really good football team, you see a team like that, it's already a big game. But when they're a region game, it's an even bigger game.
It's a huge
Talk
game.
about this county, man, and how big this is. Not just for region play, obviously that's huge, but county bragging rights and everything that goes into it.
Man, me and my brother talked last night, and this is a market to me that's untapped. This market does a great job within itself, and like you guys coming down and Anniston Star and Joe Melly and all
East Alabama,
all these different is here, but like throughout the state, it's so many good teams and athletes in this state, and I've always Jacksonville, when you talk about basketball or football, and Anniston in football and basketball, they won it 3 or 4 years ago.
Yep.
Basketball, like you see it when you're in the other parts of the state, but you don't really recognize it until you're in it. And even on AL.com right now, their markers are Mobile, Birmingham, Huntsville.
correct?
So like East Alabama is a huge market, but sometimes it doesn't get the statewide look that I feel like it should. I agree. So I just I think that's part of my platform as well. I mean, to put East Alabama not necessarily on the map, because I always been on the map, but just spread the good news that's here. That it is some serious teams here, some serious athletes here. Some of the best I've ever seen.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you're correct. We got a project with Average Joe's in the works that's going to change a lot of that. I can't give it away just yet.
Okay,
It's coming. It's going to change it on a large scale. But yeah, it's coming down the road, so you guys will be look out for that. But Coach, I know you got a lot of preparation. Like you said, your guys is pushing you this week. You ain't got to go motivate nobody. So I'm going to let you get out of here. And we're going to be back next week, and we want to thank Kia of Anniston Oxford for their continued support of not only Average Joe's, Anniston High School, but all the high school teams and events that they sponsor throughout the Northeast Alabama and East Alabama, as Coach just mentioned. And we'll see you guys next week.